See
Hi,
it.
Rob.
Good morning, Heather. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sitting outside my home up here in Dutch Flat in the forest, and there might be an occasional train that goes by and announces itself. But otherwise, this is one of my favorite places to be. I thought this would be a good spot for this interview.
Oh, it sounds good to me. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to interview you. Can you take a minute to talk about the Artisan Express and Sourdough Solutions?
You bet. I am like so many other small businesses. We were immediately affected by the statewide lockdown and the horrible pandemic that's going on and so forth.
Mhm.
And so I had to really take a hard look at what I was doing with my business. I'm a retired management consultant. I spent 40 years advising businesses on a number of growth issues and things and challenges. So I had to go back and use my own skill set in that area. And since I couldn't open my store for people to come in and utilize the cafe, I began to deliver. And I reduced the
Mhm.
price of my free delivery. So for $30 versus the old $40, I would come out and I would deliver my food.
Mhm.
And for the first several weeks, it was very popular. It really did us a good job of getting our food out to the people in Sacramento, or we would also ship it all throughout the West Coast, and that worked out great. But as I went along, I was getting into and talking to other artisan food producers and vendors that I got to know at the various farmers markets that we were in, and they were lamenting how their businesses dropped off so dramatically. Their sales channels were closing up, and they wondered what I was doing, and I shared with them what I was doing. And
Mhm.
as a result of all that, I created a service called the
Mhm.
artisanexpress.com. And I combined and aggregating many other local artisan food producers and other artisan craftspeople. So to bring essentially the experience of the farmer's market to your door. So these interviews, this interview and all the other interviews that you've been doing have been uh, they're designed to replicate what you would experience at the farmer's market. So when I was
Mhm.
at the farmer's markets, for example, my staff was, people would come up, ask about our product, and we would explain it to them and give them a little background as to why we got into it and so forth. And I wanted that experience to be with everybody that's a participant or a vendor in the Artisan Express. So we have so many wonderful, small, passionate food producers and other craftspeople, which I really like. I mean, these are
Mhm.
people you're not going to see in too many grocery stores, but they are very small and they're very passionate about their food or their craft. And so I wanted that to come through to the viewer so they could make their decision, put their items in their various shopping carts, and then we would go out and deliver it. So I essentially said, look, since I'm going out to Sacramento and the greater Sacramento area anyway with my food, let me bring yours too. So we
Mhm.
created the service. It's a flat $9 delivery fee for whatever's in your cart.
Mhm.
We've divided the Sacramento area up into various zones, which will
Mhm.
publish which zone you're in and which day we come to your neighborhood each week.
Mhm.
And it's pretty exciting. We have the ability to deliver frozen food, refrigerated food, shelf stable food. We have boxes. We can leave it at your door that'll keep it cold and frozen until you get home, or you can meet us at the door. We'll give it to you there. Of course, we wear masks and provide the necessary,
Mhm.
social distancing and so forth. So that's been the vision. We're also going to be offering an unlimited delivery service, unlimited deliveries for the year for $90, and that'll be exciting. So I'm looking forward to it. We've gotten some wonderful feedback from our customers, and they're all looking forward to us starting that service. And not only can I bring Sourdough Solutions food to your door, but I can also bring various other local food producers and craftspeople to your door as well. So it's going to be an exciting service. And my vision for it all is
Mhm.
to validate it here in the greater Sacramento area.
Mhm.
And being an old management consultant, I would like to grow this service and this concept throughout the West Coast. Really, I'd like to have a
Mhm.
similar service offered in the Bay Area, LA area, North State, you name it. That's my goal. I really am passionate about getting healthy local vendors, local food into the homes, and I want them to succeed. So
Mhm.
that's what we're doing.
And that's so awesome. And I think what was so exciting for me to interview everybody was that I found out some of them know each other. Like, the kettle corn
Yeah.
guys knew the Papa Bear guys. And it was just so fun to be like, oh, yeah, I know Kanan. And, so
Yeah.
they definitely know each other. And it's super exciting to see that sort of small business feel, and that everybody is super excited about what you're doing.
Good.
So now I know you're also a vendor on the website as well for Sourdough Solutions. Can you take a
Yep.
minute to introduce your business for Sourdough
Sure.
Solutions and what you sell?
Sure. I'll give you a little bit of backstory on this. About 13, 14 years ago, I was well over 300 pounds. I was in my mid 50s. I had every related lifestyle health condition you're not supposed to have. I had type 2 diabetes. I had high blood pressure. I had heart disease. I was on 7 medications, and my doctor said, if you don't change your lifestyle, you're not going to make it for the next 10 or 15 years. And I had a couple of young granddaughters. I wanted to see them grow, so I made a change. And in
Mhm.
order to sustain the weight loss, I lost 125 pounds. But in order to keep it off and sustain it, my registered dietitian said, Rob, you've got to eat fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. You need to embrace the Mediterranean diet. And if you do in the correct way, you'd be in good shape. But the problem is that there are no whole grain or very little whole grain breads and food in the marketplace made from wheat.
Mhm.
So I had to learn how to bake. She said, "You better learn how to bake." So I did.
Mhm.
I got out of the consulting business. I got into the bread baking business, and found that when I started to eat whole grains, oh, my whole body changed. My whole chemistry changed. I had energy that I never had before. The weight stayed off and kept off. I got rid of my diabetes. I got rid of my high blood pressure. All the different things that I had been suffered from a lifetime of poor health habits went away.
Mhm.
So ultimately, I developed the product that we have now, Sourdough Solutions. I found that by using a fermentation process to make the bread, it would introduce a probiotic, and it would even make the whole grains even healthier. So to supplement that, I added quinoa, chia, and flax to all of our
Mhm.
food, and other seeds and nuts and so forth. So it's a foundational food for a super healthy diet, and it's
Mhm.
been one that essentially has saved my life, actually, according to my doctor. So I'm really happy to have done that, and I turned it into a commercial enterprise. So we
Mhm.
bake breads, we bake crackers, we have these amazing vegan waffles.
Mhm.
We make a variety of products designed to serve as a foundation for a super healthy Mediterranean diet.
Mhm.
And so it's just a matter of getting out there and bringing it into. I'm in a few stores in the area, and I'll
Mhm.
probably be into a few more stores. But the products are very, very healthy for you. And
Mhm.
we just recently completed a survey of all of our customers, and I got an amazing
Mhm.
response. A lot of people answered the survey questions, and without exception, our customers said that we exceeded their expectations when they got the food. They would Every one of them said they would recommend us to their friends, and they all did. And they're just grateful that we're in business, and that's really rewarding for me, as this is a very different second career than anything I've ever done historically.
Mhm.
But I get such a great satisfaction, and I'm very passionate about people adopting the healthy lifestyle that has helped me, and I'd
Mhm.
like them to experience the same thing. I have a
Yeah.
health training company that goes along with this called Second Nature Health Training, and between the two, my whole vision is to spend the rest of my life now sharing what I've learned about how to get healthy and stay healthy and get rid of your risk factors for the various things, especially these days of COVID-19.
Yep.
Antibodies are super important. You've got to have a healthy
Mhm.
lifestyle, and so I'm really so glad that I'm doing what I'm doing for people these days.
Yeah, well, thank you, Rob. I think you're such an inspiration to a lot of people just trying to get healthier. And I think, especially in this day and age with the American diet and people just, having problems with autoimmune diseases. I mean, I myself am type 1 diabetic, as you know, just trying to find ways to be healthy and being able to have a place you can go for bread that's healthy, especially if you're gluten intolerant, is super important. So thank you
That's a
so much for sharing that.
Yes, and you brought up a really good point. Some 1 out of 3 Americans expresses concern about being gluten intolerant. And one
Mm-hmm.
of the things that I've learned along the way, and because I've been studying now nutrition and food for 13 years, um, if you eat a whole grain wheat, especially one that's organic, and all of our flour is organic,
Mm-hmm.
literally 99 out of 100 people that come into my store or try our food that have said, "Do you have anything that is gluten free?" And I
Mm-hmm.
asked them the question, "Are you a celiac or do you have Hashimoto's?"
Mm-hmm.
No. I said, "Well, give this a shot." And
Mhm.
every one of them enjoys it. They can eat it. They say it makes them feel better because it's really not the gluten that Americans are uh, not having success with. It's the glyphosate and some of the other issues
Mhm.
that are with the way the food is grown that has really exacerbated over the last 10 or 15 years. And there's many, many studies that support this. So if
Yep.
you eat whole grain and if you eat it organically grown, and they brand the germ and the endosperm is in there, you'll have a completely different experience digesting it.
Yeah, and it's so filling. I mean, we've tried everything you've had. I'm just so excited to be a part of it because our family tried everything you had. My daughter just loved the waffles, and then we made our wonderful French toast out of your cinnamon bread, and just
Mm.
amazing. And then my niece, of course, tried it. So it's definitely great to see how well it does and how filling it is. Because then
Yeah.
you're not just aimlessly eating a bunch of
Mm-mm.
stuff. It's like you eat one thing and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so full. Like it's a power food. So that's awesome.
Yeah, so you eat less, and that's
Yes.
what's kept my weight off. I'm totally satisfied after one serving and meal made with some of our food as the foundation, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's all I need to do. And I've coached a lot of people now in this lifestyle that were very big, that are
Mm-hmm.
healthy these days, and that's really a rewarding experience for me.
Yeah, it's so important. All right, on to the next question. What do your customers typically say about Sourdough Solutions?
Well, they say, first of all, those people that are my customers, especially those that responded to the recent survey we sent out,
Mm-hmm.
they are, I'll use the word mavens. I mean, not only do they personally love it and thrive on it, but they encourage their friends and family to eat it. They say
Mm-hmm.
that just what you've just said. They say that it is filling. They
Mm-hmm.
say that it is delicious toasted. All of our stuff is great
Mm-hmm.
toasted. They make avocado toast or they make open face sandwiches out of it and so forth. So they tell them it makes them feel better. Their
Mm-hmm.
digestive system is acting better.
Mm-hmm.
They have more energy.
Yep.
It makes them easier to lose weight. Uh, they love the flavor. So it's not going to do me any good to do all this stuff if I don't make it delicious as well. So I think it's delicious. Our most
Yep.
popular product universally are our crackers. I mean, the
Mm-hmm.
crackers, they sell out all the time. It's a very unique cracker. It's a very healthy cracker. Six,
Mm-hmm.
8, 10 of them is all you need, maybe with some hummus or something.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they also say how easy it is with our food to adhere to the worldwide recommendations to eat fiber. Women should have at least 30 grams of dietary fiber a day. Men should have at least 40. And that's not easy with our current Western American diet. So with our food, our bread, for example, most of our food products are 3, 4, 5 times as fibrous as anything else that's out there in the marketplace. And
Mm-hmm.
then we add the quinoa, the chia, and the flax. So all those things encourage the body to respond very favorably, and they give
Mm-hmm.
people a feeling of energy. They give people the ability to overcome their lifestyle issues. And so they eat it for all those reasons. I mean, they love it, and they are very adamant about it, and they're
Mm-hmm.
very grateful that we're in business because we've turned them on to something that they didn't realize was out there. So
Yeah.
that's really what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's amazing to see. Is there anything else that you would like to share before we wrap up today?
I just think that it is so important for people to realize that there's a gigantic difference in the type of flour and the
Mm-hmm.
type of wheat that's out there. The stuff that we do requires a few days to make. It
Mm-hmm.
is it's time consuming. The
Mm-hmm.
ingredients are very expensive, but the result is absolutely amazing. So I look at it this way: as opposed to spending maybe 25 cents to 30 cents on a slice of bread, you're spending 50 cents on a slice of bread,
Mm-hmm.
but the difference is like day and night. And
Mm-hmm.
so rather than eating something that may not be the healthiest for you, and you have an option of eating something that'll improve your health, if you're willing to spend the extra 20 or 30 cents per serving, you'll benefit from it immensely.
Mm-hmm. I 100% agree. Thank you so much, Rob, for joining us today and and giving us the background on the Artisan Express and Sourdough Solutions. And I just look forward to seeing where everything goes with this in the future. So
Well, thank
thank
you
you
very much,
so
Heather.
much.
You bet.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye bye.